I have genuinely been waiting for an update to this tool so that we can make cool stuff like this. This is a tool created by Robin's Nest 56 on Reddit, and honestly, it is pretty amazing. You just go to this website, affinityhub.js.org, and if this button is green and says connected to Affinity, for me it was the top option. You just click install to Affinity, and it will install. If it doesn't show a green button, that's because you need to come into your Affinity settings. Right here, click on Model Context Protocol and make sure this is enabled. If that's enabled, then you're pretty much good to go. And click install, it'll install, and then you come up here to Window, General, Scripts, and then it will be somewhere in this script window. I have a bunch of them installed, so I can make use of them right now. Okay, we're gonna make some cool stuff here. I was playing around with it earlier, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can make. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a showcase here and explain how this tool works. So it is very simple. I'm gonna draw an A and a B. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna select the A, and then I'm gonna shift select the B, and then click on the Blend Tool Pro. Sometimes you have to click twice. Oh my goodness, it's text object, so I actually have to convert it to curves. There we go. Now that they're curves, select the A, select the B, and now we can do this. And looky, we have something here. So it's pretty simple. We have the steps, which is how many shapes go in between, and a twist, which is a new feature. So we can twist this, let's say like 180 degrees, and whatever changes you make, as long as it's in preview mode, nothing will be permanent. So this is some brand new, I'll call it pseudo procedural tools, because once you apply it, you're locked in, and if you want to change it, you have to redo it. But all these settings are configurable up until that point. So I can give this a stroke. Let's give it like a nice pink stroke or something on the B side. And basically, as far as I can tell, the first object you select is the shape A, the second object is shape B. And as you can see, it's doing a lot of cool stuff here. So it's blending from the A to the B. It's also blending the color. And a new update to this plugin is you can change the color in here. So let's say I want to make it green. It'll shift it to green. If I want to make it pink or magenta, we can shift it over here as well. So it's pretty cool. And there's also distribution, so we can adjust the center point, so we can bring it down to like 50. And as far as my understanding is, it's kind of like scale, so it'll shrink it down by half if it's at 50. It'll shrink it down by 90% if it's at 10. Or we can also increase it, so we can make it double the size. So anyways, I'm not going to go through every single little tool and thing here, because there's a lot, and I want you to play with this if you're a designer. And here we go. We have a pretty cool blend. Now, one thing to mention is objects with holes in them, like text or circles, donuts, might get their the holes filled during the blend. So it's not always the best for text, but that being said, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. So, hello. What I want to do is kind of just mess around and show you some cool stuff that we can create here. I'm going to draw a star here and another star down here that's a little smaller. And I'm going to select my pen tool, because what is cool is I can draw a path between these. So let's say I want this to follow a specific path. That's kind of a crazy path, but that's all right. I'll just select everything and scale it down so that it fits in my canvas. So the object, or the order of selection does matter. So I'm going to click this one, and then my curve. And then when I click on the Blend Tool Pro, it'll blend the stars along the curve, which is pretty cool. Now, I want a lot more stars here, so let's up this to like 50 or something and see what that looks like. There we go, kind of nice. I'm going to change my shape B to be a little, just a touch darker. It's very subtle. You know what? Let's go way darker and really show the difference there. Check it out. And honestly, it's really fun just to play with this. Like, we can rotate the star 90 degrees. We can flip the shape so it goes in the opposite direction. We can reverse the path, which in this case doesn't do anything. If we want to put the other shape on top, that changes the look of things. If we want to add, maybe I'll go up to 100 instead of 50. We'll get a ton of stars there. It looks really spiky. And it's pretty fun just to play around. Now, what is really cool is there's a distribution curve. So if I set it to ease in, then on the A shape, it'll be heavier. There's going to be more. And then on the B shape, it'll be more spread out. Vice versa, if we do an ease out, then the B shape has more, and the A shape is a little more spread out. And then there's ease in and out, where the middle is going to be more spread out, and it's going to be heavier on the edges. It's kind of hard to see with this amount, actually. If we go down to 50, we might be able to visualize that a little better. Yeah, you can see how it's heavier over here and it's thinner on this side. And then when you adjust the center, so if I bring this over here, I think that still determines size. Yeah. And it looks like it applied it for me. Yeah, it did. So, something to note, scripts and stuff in Affinity are still a little buggy, so like this just broke. I'll have to fix this. But like that's a pretty neat shape there, honestly. Not like for playing around with it for just a couple minutes, you can make a lot of really cool stuff. Okay, now let's make something like really cool. So earlier I said that this tool doesn't really work for text. Well, that's if you're wanting to blend from one letter to another. But if you're wanting to blend from one style of word to a different style of word, you can do that pretty well. So I'm just going to use Arial, keep it basic. And I'm going to have this typography text shrink down like so. Now you have to convert this to curves. So let me not forget to convert to curves. There we go. Now I select this group and then this group, and I want to just align it on the spread. So, and now we can blend it. Haha. So let's see. You know what I should do actually? Because it's a group, I can't customize the colors. So I'm going to undo all of this and I'm going to change the color of this second one back here. Just like that. And now it'll blend between that. So we can go crazy here if we really wanted. Like I could go, let's do like 250 and see what that looks like. There it is. And it decided to apply it for me. But this is vectored. Like we have a really cool and interesting looking like gradient now on our type here. And what I want to do is select these, and I'm going to give it a black stroke just so it stands out a little bit more, kind of like that. This window is just like in the way now, by the way. That's a bug in Affinity. But like, look at this. This is cool. This is cool. If you really like abstract things, like abstract backgrounds or something, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this twist 360 degrees like that. And I might increase the center to like 130. And I want way more steps. Like literally I'm going to do 100 steps at least. And do I want to ease in and out? I don't know yet. Something like that. That looks kind of interesting. I'm going to apply that and then just select everything and group it. And I like to get everything out of the layers that it creates over here. But now when I give it a stroke, we have a really interesting like line work effect here. Like I don't know what this style is called, but like that is a really abstract, really interesting wallpaper or something, or a background or a pattern that we can make. It is pretty fascinating, all the things that we can do with this. There's genuinely a lot of cool stuff we can do with this. Another thing too is we can change the scale of items. I want to do like 150 of these. So like I have the B shape as pretty small. If I wanted to increase it, for example, that's what it looks like right now. I can, actually I want to shrink it down even more. I can shrink it down like that. And there we go. I want the A on top here. And I kind of like where that's at. Select all this, group it. And now we have a pretty interesting little typography poster thing. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff we can do here. We can even select a bunch of these, turn them into strokes, and now like that's an interesting thing, having them all be stroked like that. Boom. Now check it out. So these guys, let's give a solid color and the Y. Anyways, yeah, there's another possibility that we could use this for. The point of this is it's a new procedural tool in Affinity. and we can create some really, really cool stuff. So go check it out. I'll leave it in the description if you want to. Go make something cool, and peace out.